Hi, I'm Justine Jordan from Litmus, and today I'm going to be talking to you about 7 tips for mobile email optimization. By the end of this video, you're going to be able to optimize the mobile inbox, prevent some common mobile email mishaps, and basically make sure your emails get opened and clicked. Mobile email has grown a ton in the last 5 years. Back in 2011, it was only about 8 to 10% of all the opens that we were seeing. However, today in 2016, it's more than 56% of the opens that we're seeing. That's a 600% increase, so it's not going away anytime soon. And then to make things even more concerning, if we ask people what they do when they receive a mobile email that doesn't look good, 80% of people say they're going to delete it, and 30% of people say they're going to unsubscribe. So these tips are going to help you prevent those delete and unsubscribe activities. So my first tip is make sure that you know your audience. Just because I say that 56% of people open email on mobile, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. Litmus, which is a B2B company, has about 15% of people opening our emails on mobile, but MapMyRun, who's a B2C mobile app provider, has like 70% of people opening email on mobile. So your audience could be different. So my second tip is to optimize the mobile inbox. This is the last thing that we typically think about as marketers, but it's the first thing that your subscriber is going to see. Your from name, your subject line, and something called your preview text is going to be the first thing that subscribers see and is going to be an influence about whether or not they open your email. By optimizing your from name, your subject line, and your preview text for the mobile inbox, you're going to be able to get more opens and finally get more clicks. So my third tip is about preview text. It's another part of the inbox view. I see a lot of marketers that don't optimize their preview text. And what we end up with is things like having trouble viewing or not displaying images, click here, showing up right alongside your brand name and your subject line in the mobile inbox. Instead, think about ways that you could encourage people to open or talk about what's going to be in the content of your email. There's some really great examples from my favorite brands that I think you'll be inspired by. So my fourth tip is for when you send emails to people that are going to be opening on iOS, which is iPhone and iPad. What happens is that we send emails that contain things like addresses or dates or phone numbers. And iOS tries to be helpful by linking those things to other apps on your phone. It helps you do things like create an event or track a package or even map an address. But the problem is when it links those things, it turns the text blue, and we can end up with things like blue text on a blue background, which is totally unreadable. You can help alleviate this problem by including a little bit of text in the head of your email that helps remove the blue links. So tip number 5 is going to help you prevent navigation no-nos. Another common mishap that can happen in iOS, which is iPhone and iPad, is that fonts that are smaller than 13 pixels get automatically resized to actually be 13 pixels. As you might imagine, this can create some trouble with different parts of your email. So rather than trying to accommodate around this, just make sure that every font in your email is at least 13 pixels. Speaking of font sizes, tip number 6 is all about bigger is better. So when you're thinking about font sizes in a mobile optimized email, I recommend the following. You want your body copy to be at least 16 pixels. I would say headline should be about 20. And then the biggest thing you want to think about is making buttons and other calls to actions tappable. So your thumb is going to be your best rule of, thumb because you've got one. You want to make sure that there's about 40 pixels of space, which is about how big your thumb is, between all of the elements in your email. That's going to make sure that things are tappable and that people aren't going to get frustrated by tapping one thing and actually tapping the thing next to it. So if you're thinking about mobile optimization for your emails, chances are you've also heard about responsive design. Responsive design is a great technique to make sure your email looks great everywhere, but a really important thing to keep in mind is that Gmail app on any device does not support responsive design. And that can be okay, but it can also be a really big downer if you have a lot of people opening on Gmail. One resource that you can check out if you need templates that look great, even in Gmail, is Slate templates from Litmus. You can visit the URL on your screen, bit.ly/slate-templates for a free download. So throughout this video, I hope you picked up some great tips on how to optimize the mobile inbox, how to avoid common problems that come up on mobile, and get your emails opened and clicked. With that, Don't forget, I'm Justine Jordan from Litmus, and happy email making.